Like so many people, I love great music. So a couple of years ago, I'm clicking around looking for some music on YouTube, and I see the most unbelievable video. It's a grand piano being dropped on the top of a cliff from a helicopter. There's no other way to get up the cliff. And I see these guys playing the piano, and other guys playing the cello, and other guys singing, and they're playing a favorite Coldplay song of mine. And I just thought, these guys are amazing. So shoot forward a couple years, and I'm talking to my friend Daniel, and I'm telling him how much I love the Piano Guys. And he says, you know, they're really faithful people, right? And I said, no, I had no idea. So we looked up their tour dates and found out that they were coming to Orlando, Florida, actually to the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. So we had the opportunity to go, sit down with them, and let me tell you, what you are about to see is amazing. These guys are something else. For the 3 people in the world that don't know who you are, wow, we don't want to make them pause this video, right?
Okay, right.
So can we just get like a quick intro, starting with Paul?
Okay, I'm Paul Anderson,
Paul, yep.
The video producer.
Stephen Sharp Nelson. I play the cello in the Piano Guys, ironically.
I'm John Schmidt. I am the pianist in the Piano Guys.
Ironically.
And I'm Al Vanderbeek, help write the songs and produce the music.
And not a slave to fashion.
No.
Just wanted to bring that point up.
Of course,
okay.
of course.
Thank
now,
you for
I
doing
need to
your
open
homework.
with this pivotal question. You guys have played pretty much on all of the 7 wonders of the world, and then I saw an Instagram post where you had discovered the 1,000. What was it?
Like 1,001 wonders.
Yes.
Yeah,
Here's what I want to know.
when our heads exploded.
And what your fans really want to know, when are the Piano Guys going to play either on the moon or the International Space Station?
Wow.
Actually, we have an invitation for the
Yeah, we have had an
space
invitation
station.
from NASA.
Hopefully we can do both at the same time, you know, for economy's sake.
We're working with Elon Musk to be some of the first
SpaceX.
musicians in space.
That would be pretty epic. Now, if this actually happens, I just want to take credit for the idea right here on this show.
Started
Yeah,
right here.
that's what this is about.
You know, that is the problem of the one up, one up, one up. I mean, where do we go? It's Mars next, and then probably Alpha Centauri. So this is really a difficult quest we're on.
Yes, it is. Okay, so let's back up and talk about how did this all start? Like what, you know, begin at the beginning.
Well,
Piano Guys.
It's in the name. Piano Guys
Yeah.
was a little piano store in a tiny little town called St. George in southern Utah. And he thought, what if I tried social media to sell pianos? And around this time, John comes walking into a store to practice on one of his store pianos because he had a gig in the area at this outdoor amphitheater called Tuacahn there. And Paul said, yeah, absolutely. Now, while you're here, I've got this idea. What if I film you playing on my store pianos, and I'll upload the videos to a YouTube channel I've called The Piano Guy. John pulled me in because we had been playing together for, I don't know, 10 years at that point, long time. We've been playing together for 15, 20 years now. And I had just moved on to Al Street, and he had helped me move in even. And he said, I've got a studio in my home, why don't we jam, why don't we write music together? So I pulled him in. And in no time, the 4 of us, fast forward till now, just doing it for fun at first, have over 60 videos on YouTube, 1.2 billion views, 6 albums with Sony, and we still haven't sold a piano.
But who's counting?
They are.
So you watch the videos and you go, it takes your mind a couple seconds to go, wait a minute, they're dropping a piano on a cliff with a helicopter. Where did this all start?
That is all.
That is all
Paul.
Okay,
man.
so again, Paul, relentlessly trying to sell a piano, will even take one to the 7 wonders of the world. Still hasn't sold one, right?
He was great before we stepped in. We ruined it.
I started where I wanted to just take pictures of pianos in cool places.
Yeah.
But then started learning videography and just thought that was different. And that's kind of what you got to do on YouTube, is to do something different that people haven't
to grab
seen
attention.
before.
Right.
Originally, instead of on the cliff, we were going to put it on a golf course. But the day of, as the guys were driving down from Salt Lake, a buddy of mine called me up with a helicopter. I mean, a lot of this stuff happens last minute and spur of the moment. And he's like, hey, you want to go for a ride? And I'm like, sure. And we're flying over these cliffs, and I'm like, that would be so cool to put a piano there. And he's like, well, I got another buddy with a helicopter that could lift a piano. I'm like, really? We landed, we got the piano over and lifted the piano with a helicopter. It was like,
You should have seen the granny knot we tied in like
it was awful.
You know, going to
What about the shrink wrap?
Yeah, going to Home Depot.
We had
hey,
no
where
idea
are
what we're
where are
doing.
your piano to helicopter tether cables? And they're like aisle 4, you know, okay, thanks.
Okay, but also clearly playing there, right? Like, you're not going to get me to do that. I've got a fear of heights. Clearly, you guys don't or you do, and you hide it incredibly well. You always look so joyful, like, hey, I'm here. This doesn't matter to me that I can die.
I'm gonna die.
And John's closing his eyes in most of the videos, and he's very intense, which is either because he's intense or he's like, I don't want to know I'm on a cliff. I don't want to know I'm on a cliff. Which is it?
I'm actually afraid of widths.
Widths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
heights.
So that's why the golf course got abandoned, because it made John anxious.
Yes.
But my question, seriously, there's very few musicians in the world who have played in that kind of a setting.
It's extreme classical music. You know, it's life-threatening classical music.
Does it take a minute to get used to it? Are you still getting used to it?
I don't think we think about it. That's one of the things.
Well, you don't,
that-
because you're not on the cliff's edge.
Yeah.
You're just like, hey guys, go ahead.
Hey, no problem.
I almost died on that cliff. So
Well,
definitely. Steve
did our
did too,
best.
actually.
No, I remember when the helicopter was circling around, and I'm in my zone. The helicopter gets so close that it kind of pushes me a little bit with the wind, and I see really just 12 inches between me and imminent death, and I'm like, what am I doing? So it's this juxtaposition of physically we're in a place you'd never expect to see us, and then with the music also being in a setting, in a context you'd never expect to hear it.
How do you guys pick the songs that you do? Because it's an eclectic blend of different things that you guys play. What is it, just stuff you like, or how does it work?
Being 4 dads from Utah, we have 16 children, and so we have a lot of inspiration. You know, anytime we're to cover a song, you know, we don't just pick what's hot, because we have to kind of put it through a family test.
Family blender.
It's really cool. Sometimes we'll be in the studio and it's like, oh, we can take this Taylor Swift song and mix it up with this classical, sonata by Bach or Beethoven, and it just works, and it's really organic. And so a lot of the times the songs they come to us. Every time we shoot a video, every time we choose a song in the studio, we say a prayer together, and I think that's been something that's really helped us. I mean, tonight at our concert there'll be families. You know, the 3-year-old all the way to the grandparent. And I think that's amazing that we can be part of something that really we can't take credit for, but something that has a real purpose.
Okay, we're going to do 2 lightning round questions here. First of
excellent.
all,
Okay.
First of all, starting with Paul.
Uh-oh.
What are your
We both said uh-oh.
What are your kids' favorite Piano Guys song?
My daughter's is Fight Song Amazing Grace, one of them, and then the other one, okay, I've got us.
You can just do one.
Yeah, okay.
It's lightning
Fight Song
round.
Amazing Grace.
Okay.
Not thunder round.
Bam, come on.
My youngest daughter, 3-year-old, loves Chalupa.
Okay, John?
My oldest son, one of his ones that he comes back to all the time is Begin Again by Taylor Swift.
Okay. Al?
Cello Wars is a family fave, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go back to you, lightning round 2.
Yes.
Al, who are your kids' favorite piano guy?
Oh man, you know what? My 13-year-old, because he's a pianist, he loves John.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I found him the other day. He was playing upside down. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, John does it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think pretty much all of our kids like me.
Okay.
That's
That's
true.
awesome.
Actually, in a funny way, he's right, because my son came to me. He's like, "Hey, I've got all my friends together. We're gonna do the Piano Boys, and I'm gonna be John."
I am kidding. I was kidding.
It didn't sound like you were kidding.
Sorry,
Paul?
man.
One of my daughters
good thing.
loves Steve and
Oh,
loves to
shucks.
tease him and act like she doesn't like him when she really likes him.
I get that all the time.
You work together, but it's more than a job. It's not just a day at the office. You're writing music, you're touring, or your kids are running around. You just describe that a little bit for people that may not have insight into kind of what that looks like for you.
We share so many similarities. Our family-centric similarities, firstly, of course, in our faith, but also just the fact that we enjoy just being together. And we're brothers. We tease each other incessantly, but we also respect each other profoundly.
But teasing is a sign of respect.
Well, in some circles, absolutely for us. We tease more than we respect, but yeah. It goes both ways.
John, what's your favorite thing about this relationship?
I think these guys are the only ones that ever laugh at anything I say on the whole planet.
I think that's true.
Like nobody else anywhere thinks I'm funny.
Al? Do you think John's funny?
There you go. That's confirmed.
You know, I think what's really, you know, really special about our relationship is I think we all have individual skills.
Yes.
But man, when I got together with John and Steve, like they lifted me to another level.
Yes.
They make me want to be better. Like I don't want to be the weak link. I don't want to let these guys down. I feel a stewardship to them and their families. And I think that's what makes it work.
You know, there's 4 people that are not here who make this all possible.
Yes.
Right?
Our wives.
And I'd love to have you guys just kind of talk about that a little bit, because people sometimes forget how pivotal that is. Paul, you want to?
What is really fun is to bring them with us.
Oh,
and when they get to come on tour with us or come to a video shoot like on the Great Wall of China, it was so awesome to have our wives there, and they do way more than we ever do, that's for sure.
Anyone else on that subject?
Well, it's funny.
John, this
my
is
wife,
a total chance. I'm giving you a layup here.
Yeah, man.
To earn some big brownie points.
There we go.
Come on, John,
there's
bring
the
it
bounce
home.
pass.
Let's go, John.
Yeah,
Put me in, coach.
she the other day, Michelle said, "Boy, this is quite a journey we've been on, you know, as far as this music business, where we were just like, this is crazy. Like, how did this happen?"
Now, family's also very grounding, right, in the other sense, right, Al? Because you do something that you find impressive, and somebody's like, "Dad, your shirt was, like, what were you thinking?" You know,
That never
brings you
happens
back to
Al.
reality. Doesn't happen to Al because Al is fashion perfection.
Yes,
okay.
You know, a lot of things that we do is trying to convince our kids that we're cool.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
love that.
And fail.
You know, I'm like the total dorky dad when my kids have friends over. I'm trying to like just crack these jokes, and they're just like looking at me like, "Man, your dad is so weird." But then when you get those moments where they actually like laugh at you. My son actually said to me the other day, he's like, "Dad, you are so funny."
Yeah.
He's
it
like,
is,
"I
right?
wish I was funny like you." And I'm
Oh,
like,
that's good.
"Boy."
Now wait till he hits 15.
Yeah.
From 15 to 17, he will think you are a loser.
Dang it.
And then,
Hey,
and
that's
right
something to
around,
look forward to.
right around 18,
Downer. That was a downer.
right around 18.
Oh, hold on, there's the payoff.
And right around 18, they start thinking, well, maybe he's not a loser as much as I thought, because my friends start thinking he's kind of funny, you know. That's nice.
When I first married my wife, she did not agree to involuntary single motherhood.
Right.
Which is tough. I mean, I'm gone half the year, you know, and with 4 kids all under the age of 11, that is a really tough job. Now, add on top of that she is a tremendously talented musician, even more so than I am. We met in the music program at the School of Music at the University of Utah. So she would love to be doing what I'm doing, and she could do it better. But the fact she doesn't resent me is such a tribute to her faith and commitment to our relationship. I could not do what she has done if I were in her position.
I'd love to know sort of one quality that each of you sees in each other that you really admire.
No pressure.
Wow, that's easy. No, Steve is just a genius. I don't know what the other word to use it, but he is a genius in almost everything he does, and I admire that. I wish I had even a percent of his genius.
I think Paul has mastered the art of possibility. Anything is possible to Paul. And that's the reason why Piano Guys exists today, because he determined that anything was possible already in his mind before we even began. Al has mastered the ability of complete, utter affability. And I think Al, the instant he connects with somebody, that loneliness is gone, or any sense of it. And I wish I had that.
I am very humble, and Al,
You weren't supposed to say something about yourself. You were supposed to skip over it.
That humility just came right
missed
through.
that one. Yeah. John, did you see John's book? He just released it. It's Humility, How I Did It.
Al, let's close with you.
I'll have to say for John,
Humble.
faithful and humble. Seriously, faithful, honestly faithful.
Faithful, that's
And I don't want to like change the mood or anything, but that his family, they lost their daughter. And through that whole thing, he reminded everyone as they were, feeling the pain and the sorrow that, we need to remember all the wonders, all the times when God did answer our prayers the way that he wanted to. I mean, all the prayers that were being said by thousands of people all over the world were that we could find his daughter alive, but that wasn't the will of God. But John said, well, that's how it it is. It's not going to change my faith. I'm still grateful, and I'm still going to remember that my purpose is to continue on what I'm doing and to never doubt that. So, man, what a great example that was.
You guys bring a joy and a positivity into the world. Where does that come from?
Oh, well, you know, I think happiness that isn't ephemeral. You know,
Yes,
that's you know,
joy is a better
yeah,
word.
joy is a better word. I agree, because I think even happiness and pleasure obviously could be on the other end, but joy is not ephemeral. And I think that's the critical point. Is it's your core.
Yes.
For me, that core is faith and family. And as long as that's intact, joy is only around the corner, no matter what's happening in life.
That should be a song.
I
think about
it. Joy's only around the corner.
Sounds like a cheesy Broadway song.
You got to sing it like an old man.
That's your department.
Oh, there
See, there's the teasing.
Wheels within wheels.
John 50.
Yes.
good.
Okay. We'll make sure we don't stay on this too long, John, because your Metamucil is.
I like this guy. He fits right in. We got to make Piano Guys 5 guys
So,
now.
but I want to talk more about this. Even the looseness, the joy. You guys have a mission to bring goodness into the world. Paul, come on, give me a little bit more about that.
We know that there's a higher power,
Yeah.
and we know that someone else is in charge of this.
Yes.
And it's kind of taken things in a completely different direction for me. And I've learned and grown a lot through this process, especially through faith and believing that anything is possible if you put it in God's hands. Anything is possible.
A famous man once said, "Let your light shine before men, so they can see your good works
I
and
think I've heard of this
glorify
man.
your Father." You may have heard of him.
City on a hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
John, is that something that inspires you as you're doing what you're doing?
Yeah, you know, I think one thing that's neat about the four of us is that we feel passionately about an idea that we often talk about, and it's a quote from our church. Men and women that turn their life over to God will find that He can make a lot more out of their life than they can on their own.
That's powerful.
And the thing that it does is it helps us not worry about the long run.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that it took some faith to step out and start this? I mean, you know, think about it. Doing what you guys have done looks impressive in the rearview mirror, but starting it, was there some nervous points there in doing that? Al, you look like you're thinking about.
This is one of the first times in life where I felt like I am fulfilling my purpose right now on earth at this time.
Yes.
And we can just have faith moving forward that we don't need to worry about what's going to happen in a year or two from now. Because if we
keep the kingdom first, and these things will be added to you,
those things
right?
come, and we've seen it time and time again.
But I remember one instant in particular when we had been sort of inundated around this time with interviews, and the interviews had this commonality between them, and the commonality was, how are you going to keep this up? I woke up one morning and I said, what if I wake up today as a dud and I've got nothing more to give?
Right.
And I got the coolest thought that came to me. It's a still small voice. It's more of a feeling than even a voice. And I remember, and I love God's sense of humor. He said, stop worrying, all the ideas are mine. Except for the bad ones, those are yours. He really, and then it was this wonderful moment.
No, actually, I think it was except for the bad ones, they come from Washington.
Yeah, well, those ones.
Okay.
Both, both. But it was such a great moment of Heavenly Father picking me up and dusting me off and saying, look, when did I ever give you the impression it's all up to you?
Yes.
You show up, and I promise I'll take care of the rest. You just got to trust me. And
I love that.
Growing into that trust is something I hope for everybody on this earth. It transcends religious lines.
What do you say to people of faith who've got a dream, which didn't come to them randomly? They've got a passion. You know, they've got something that God has put on them. what would you say as you know, share a little wisdom here as kind of coaches, especially John being the older elder statesman.
Really done really good job of this.
You know, give us a little wisdom. You know, share a little wisdom with our viewers about that. You know, what would you encourage them to do? John, you want to start?
Whether it be music or Alcoholics Anonymous or whatever it is, there are so many people that can swear by this, that when you put your life into God's hands, that's when things turn out right.
Yeah.
And you can testify of it.
Yeah.
I knew at a young age that I was put on this earth to do something with music.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I wanted to be doing music for all the wrong reasons. I wanted it for the recognition.
Right.
I wanted it because it looked like you made a lot of money and you're famous.
And you're cool.
And I'm cool.
Right.
And humble.
And humble. But I
Sorry, that Steve's humble.
Yeah, John's humble.
Yeah, John. Sorry. You're cool.
Get it straight, man.
John's humble. I'm sorry. Trying to give you 4. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Al.
And God told me that, you know, I gave you these things not for you, not to bring you recognition, not so you can have the material things in life, but you can help other people.
That's good.
And I mean, I look back at the person that I was. I wouldn't get along with that person. I wouldn't even recognize that person because my perspective, I've got a brand new set of eyes on life and what it
called
really
purpose.
means.
Every gift comes from above, the scriptures say, right?
Yep,
you have a purpose. There's joy in purpose, right?
A lot of the things we do are, in my mind, impossible. And if you knew the circumstances behind all the videos and the things that we've done, you would agree that these tasks are impossible. I mean, I don't feel like I had a lot of faith before the Piano Guys, but as I've seen things happen, it's been growing and growing. But it wasn't even until, like, for the first time when we did Jungle Book, it was the first time that I reached a point where I completely trusted God.
Yes.
That things would happen, and I wasn't worried at all.
And he didn't want you to sell pianos. I mean, if you think about what you were saying, like, he wanted you to show off the wonders of his creation, whether it be creation, music combined with creation. You know, have you ever thought about that? It's sort of stunning.
Yeah,
you know? Stephen, let's close with you. What's your advice to, let's say, a young person that's listening today, they have a passion, they're afraid to do it.
First of all, I heard somebody tell me something the other day that I thought was really, really very true to form, and it's, if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. and I love that because but it's like what you were saying. When we go and do what he wants us to do, everything just seems to work out. And it doesn't work out necessarily how we would anticipate it does, but man, when we look down the mountain we've climbed because of him, we see an incredible vista. And to anybody out there, I would say that God loves you most of all. If you look at the Piano Guys, we're ordinary guys. Anybody can do what we've done. And I don't mean play cello or play piano. I mean put your life in God's hands. Aren't we a testament to the fact that God can do so much with so little? We really are. It's the same way with you. You can do that too. It's a matter of just knowing that he loves you and trusting him.
You know, I think you have a future as a pastor.
There we go.
Just need to throw that out there because I just want to say amen, brother. Like, yeah. Guys, I cannot tell you how much fun it was just sitting down with you, and I am so grateful. Thank you to all of you for spending some time with us.
This is wonderful to be able to say our real feelings. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Frankly.
There we go. That interview with the Piano Guys was amazing. Totally amazing. What an incredible group of guys to hang out with. And if you think they're great, wait until you see what we have in store for you next. Let's take a look. Wow, there's a lot of you.
Yes. Sure is.
Brian, you played football for the Jaguars.
All these things fell into place for a small college football guy, so it was a rare path.
Brian, Diane, can you give me the mission statement of your group, Family Goals?
We want to see families win at home.
Come on, I
Boom.
like that.